Hello again, everybody. Welcome to the Backbone Podcast, where common sense still makes sense in a world that is sick and only getting sicker. And we've gotten some good news in the music world over the last 24 to 48 hours. As you can see by the banner here, Bon Jovi has announced, John Bon Jovi has announced that the band is going to be touring again. They have a record that just dropped called Legendary, and you can stream it, you can buy it, you can do all that good stuff. I have not heard it yet. I will tell you that I am a old Bon Jovi fan, so the original lineup is my favorite lineup, but I love John. I've seen him. God, I lost count after 50 times seeing him. I've seen him in the States, all over the States, in Europe a couple of times. The guy is a great performer. And it didn't look too good a couple of years ago when he was going through his voice issues and he had health issues, and it really didn't. It looked like he might not be able to come back because he just couldn't sing anymore, and you can't have a front man who can't sing. And he's one of those guys. If you've ever watched the documentary where he says if he can't go 100%, he's just not going to do it, and he's got the money where he doesn't need the money anymore. But these performers, Stevie Nicks, John Bon Jovi. I saw an upload of Ann Hart singing, and she's in a wheelchair with her arm is busted up, and she's still performing, and she still sounds okay. But as they get older, the addiction to being on stage is very, very strong. It's not even about the money anymore. It's just being in front of an audience. It makes them feel alive again. And I think that after so many years of not being on stage, and Bon Jovi, I think their last tour was 2019 or 18, it's time for them again. But it's also time to get Sambora back, Richie Sambora, the lead guitar player, back. If you look at this Bon Jovi lineup, the only guys are David Bryan, Tico Torres, John, of course. Hugh McDonald has been there since 1994. But then there's like a couple other guys in the band that I don't even know. And it's like, what are you doing? Like, who are these guys? Now, we know that the original lineup will never be back together. Alex John Such tragically passed away in 2022 of a heart attack. So that's done and dusted. But Richie Sambora has come out in a few interviews saying, hey, I'm open to coming back. I would like to come back. He left abruptly in 2013, maybe 2012, where he just had to, the road is just too much for some of these guys, especially if they have addiction problems. But John Bon Jovi has made this announcement. This announcement came today. Here is the man himself. He still looks pretty good. I think he's 60, was he 62, maybe 63? I think he's like 10 or 12 years older than I am. He's got the hair, the gray, it's gray, but he's still got that hair, and he still looks in pretty good shape, and the voice sounds pretty good too. Let's see what John has to say.
Hey everybody, JBJ here. The Forever album, Legendary Edition, is out now, and we've got some of our great friends to do features on the record. Made every great song even better. I hope you like it as much as we do. It is out now, so go and get it or stream it as your favorite streamer. Let us know how much you like it. And I hope to see you soon. Thank you. Hey everybody, JBJ here.
All right. So there's the big announcement, and they've also have tour dates. Now, I'm going to tell you something. These concerts, if you've been to them, you know that they are not your daddy's concerts anymore. These shows are now, they're not $14, $50, or $20 shows anymore. I looked at Madison Square Garden. One of the cheapest tickets you'll find is like $600. That is absolutely ridiculous. And let me tell you something. I'm going alone if I decide to go at all, because I'm not spending $600 on no ho. That ain't happening. bad enough I got to spend $600 for me. I'm not bringing no broad. No woman is worth $600. Trust me. But these ticket prices are ridiculous. Sting ticket prices. He's down by me. $400. And I love Sting. I've seen Sting a bunch of times. I'm not paying $400 to see you, bro. Ain't happening. Ain't happening anymore. You know, Stevie's in a different class, and those tickets were about $160, $170. Stevie's in a different class, though. John's in a different class for me, of course. I grew up with him. He's my favorite. Aerosmith, Van Halen. We will never get Van Halen, of course, because Eddie's gone. But I remember going to shows back in the day. It seemed like in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s, there was 2 or 3 concerts a week. And you know, listen, I lived in New York. You know, Manhattan, Radio City always had a show. MSG always had a show. The Felt Forum had a show. Carnegie Hall always had a show. I'm forgetting the other one. There was another one that was always packed with somebody. Radio City. Did I say Radio City? Radio City Music Hall. The Beacon Theater. That's the other one. They always had a show. The Allman Brothers at the Beacon Theater. I used to see them maybe 6, 7 times in March. They used to do. They used to play the whole month of March at the Beacon. Now those days are over. I mean, these bands are gone. They're getting older. People are retiring, or they're dying, unfortunately. And you don't have great music anymore. I was going to do a top, like a song of the week or a top 10 of the week, and some of these songs, I'm going to tell you something. I don't even know who these people are, and how they're selling millions and millions of copies, or if they're streaming these things. Who's listening to this shit? I'm an old fogey. Totally understand it. But the tickets that I saw at Madison Square Garden are absolutely ridiculous. And it just goes to show the reason why they're so expensive is because people will pay, because people realize, especially people my age, realize that the future of music does not look very good. It doesn't at all. There are no more great songwriters. There are no more great singers. Musicianship seems to have gone out the window. And I'm going to be honest, I really do believe these record companies are going to experiment with this AI shit, where you're going to have music that's going to be artificially created. And that's going to be something that's going to last probably like 10 to 15 years. They'll try to push it as much as they can until nobody buys it, until it's a waste of money. And then maybe, just maybe, there'll be 4 kids in Kansas somewhere that will get in a garage with an old drum set, an old guitar that their dad left them, or a bass, and there'll be a kid that likes to sing because he was inspired by Zeppelin or the Stones. And maybe another musical revolution will occur. Let's see. It's possible. I don't know if it will happen or if it won't. It might be beyond my years, but we hope it does. The other news that we heard is a possible reunion show. Now, not a reunion tour, although that would be awesome. I would spend $600 for Fleetwood Mac. But a reunion show for the 50th anniversary of Rumors in 2027 with Fleetwood Mac. Now, of course, we know that the original lineup will never be back because of Peter Green and Bob Welch. They're no longer with us. But the successful lineup of Fleetwood Mac, the one that we all know and love, will never be back together again because of the death of Christy McVie back in 2000. Was that 23 or 22? 22 was a bad year, I guess. But it seems that Stevie and Lindsay may have thawed their fragmented relationship. Those two, they love each other. It's plain as fucking day. Now, Lindsay, of course, he's married. He's got grown children. And Stevie's 77. But, they were probably each other's first loves. And Stevie, if you've ever followed her history, She ran into different famous men. None of them lasted. A couple of years with this one, a couple of years with that one. And she never got over Lindsay, to be frank. A lot of her hit songs are about him. A lot of his hit songs are about her. And if you see them on stage, and I've seen them a couple of times on stage, there's that there's that magic there. And of course, we all know the famous Silver Springs performance in 1997. I was in Krakow, Poland. I was watching that in a square in Krakow, Poland. I was trying to find myself by going to Europe, by traveling through Europe. And let me tell you, my friends, if you like tall blondes who are friendly, outgoing, and with no tattoos and no bit of fat on them, go to Poland. That's the motherland. That's the land of milk and honey. But anyway, Fleetwood Mac might be getting back together, at least for a show, which would be great. Articles and rumors are swirling that Mick Fleetwood is trying to put this thing together. So we'll see. This is really good news, but this is also, it seems like it's the last gasp of the great music era. No more Aerosmith. The Stones are still touring, but once one of the guys dies, meaning Keith or Mick, that will be over with. And who else? I mean, the Who. I mean, I've been to 3 Who concerts where it was announced that it was their final concerts 3 times. I want my money back. And then that's it. I mean, there are no great bands out there. There are no great entertainers. I mean, there are some great singers. Lady Gaga's fantastic. I saw her with Tony Bennett. Phenomenal. Ariana Grande could be nice too. I love it. She looks like she's an Ethiopian. She's withering away. She needs a cheeseburger. But it's not on this level. Bon Jovi stormed the world. Fleetwood Mac stormed the world. I mean, we had great, great entertainers, great actors, great bands. And hopefully they're around for a few more years, because I tell you, the entertainment industry is just a disaster. And look at it. You just look at the numbers. Look at the numbers for the movies that are coming in. And sports, forget it. We did a thing yesterday on what's going on in sports. I think the whole gambling thing with sports is going to destroy it. It's going to completely destroy sports. But yeah, those are the 2 announcements I want to make. We have to keep it short and sweet today, because tonight, not only is it homecoming at my local high school, but it is also the championship game. It's for all the marbles. I wasn't able to sleep a wink last night. I just have a few drinks just to calm me down, because it's when your blood's out there, it's just a whole lot more personal. There's much more angst. But anyway, we wish those boys luck. We wish everybody luck. Hopefully nobody gets hurt. And yeah, it's Friday. Hopefully you have a good weekend planned. There's my 2 cents. Thanks again for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Be careful out there, my friends. It's Friday, Saturday. That's when Satan is strongest. Be a man. Have a backbone. Because masculinity and common sense are worth standing up for. And just remember, if it ends in an ism, it's a mental disorder. Have a great weekend.